Hi, welcome back to Copycat Crafts by Jill. I'm Jill, and let's get started. This will be a video of a copycat of Eva's at Bohemian Crafts. It's one of her videos that she did maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And it kind of blew my mind because it's one of those things when you see it, you kind of slap yourself in the forehead and go, what? Just, I've been doing everything to avoid what we're going to make here. And she did it and flipped it and turned it into a really unique and wonderful project. If you enjoy this, and I will definitely link the video that I'm copycatting in the description. So if you enjoy this video, you must go over and see her original because I can't compare to that. But if you do, please let her know that you came from my channel and I sent you that. I'm giving her full credit for this idea. It is her idea. I believe she came up with it. I haven't seen it anywhere else. If it's other places, we all know it is what it is. But I thought this was a great way for me to use my scraps. So you can dig in your scrap bucket and pull out your larger scraps. For me, I have this. Now these aren't scrap, these are paper gold, what I consider paper gold, because these are not scraps. These are, every time I do a project, I print the digital kit out probably 3 or 4 times. Use whatever I want, and then the rest goes in here. And as you can see, I save them, and I plan to use them in other projects or to make one complete project. I mean, I could probably make 10 complete projects and still have enough, but at any rate, I dug through all my stuff. What you're going to need also is acetate. Now, I have printable acetate. Eva goes through how to use your stamps and stamp on acetate. I had bought printable acetate probably 1.5 years ago, and that is what I'm using. So also what I didn't have that I had to, let me get all this out of the way. What I didn't have were the beautiful pictures she has. I did not have that. I went through what I did have, and this is one sheet that is actually in color, but I printed it in black and white, which is the other thing. This was a black and white sheet. I love numbers. I like to do lots of folios and everything with numbers and mappy things. So I printed out the 2 pages. I printed this one out in black and white, and this one printed as is. What I also had was a whole page of these pictures, and I'm pretty sure for whatever reason almost everyone has these. If probably the exact same one. They're missing some because, as you see, I was preparing for this video and I used some. And so if you have any pictures of people or whatever, you can still do this. If you don't have pictures, and if you don't have the printable acetate, you can just, like I say, go to her channel and use, she shows you how to do it with stamps, and that comes out actually really cool, because then you can design your own. I'm keeping this white sheet down. First off, she gives you on her, I believe, Ko-fi, but I'm not sure if you, but there's a link there to this free printout, which is this. What is this? This is these, which I've cut mine out already. These are torches. What are the torches for? The torches are for the hidden pocket thing. I don't remember what she called them, but the torches are when you make your pocket, you use the torch to highlight what is actually printed on the pocket. I doubled my cardstock and put black cardstock on the back so that I can, if I want, keep the torch in the pocket with the black side up so you still can't see, but I can flip it around, and that way I don't lose my torches. They're always on hand. So the first time I actually shot this video, well, started to, I got sidetracked and I made a couple incorrectly. And I would have just continued to make the video, but my neighbor decided to cut his lawn. And it was very loud. And I just thought, you know what, let's just give this up. But it's only fair I show you my mistakes. On this one, my mistake was I wanted the writing the correct way. And then I wanted to put the map. It's actually, well, I'll show you. And I glued the map in upside down from my paper. So, I don't know if you can see it. So, now I figure the only way I can use it if I use this sideways. That way it doesn't really matter, but my intention was not to have it sideways. I actually wanted it this way. And this way the map is correct, but now the writing's upside down. For some people that is not a big deal. Sometimes for me it is not. I don't care. And other times for me that kind of changed it for me. This one, I don't even know if I want to admit this, but I totally glued it down. Can't even get in there. It will forever stay a secret. No one will ever know, because you can't not get in it. So I drilled that one up. So those were my two mistakes. So then I did this one, which instead of a picture, I used the numbers and my cutoffs, which sometimes are small. Oh, let me flip this. Like that. I still make other little decorations. That was a little piece of cutoff, and I glued it onto a little piece of cardstock. So that will be used as a decoration, as will this one. Here's the little pocket I made, and I don't know if you can tell, I put little the picture holders. They're glued down, so they are not removable. But I didn't quite finish decorating this one because I'm not too sure how I want to decorate it, but I'll just keep the torch in with it. So I made that one. I also made this one. What's the picture, you may ask? Oh, I got you. Well, maybe I don't. Okay. The picture is a beautiful violinist. There we go. Now, this page is free on Ava's channel, and what I would think also would kind of be cute if you wanted to do it was just make the card that you slide in all white on one side, and instead of black on the other side, use whatever cool paper you like, and that way you can spin it around. Like for this one, if I wanted to slide in, I mean, it couldn't be a dark piece, but if you slid in cool piece. You now have a picture over some cool paper, which I love. You could also glue the picture down. I mean, make your picture frame. Glue this as the back instead of the black, and take a piece of black cardstock and make that your tag, or your card, and then it could be black till you pull it out, and then voila, you have a beautiful picture. But either way, no matter how you choose to do it, you do get these free to cut out. I backed mine with black, and that's how you reveal what is underneath, which I think is brilliant and fun. So here's one I made. That is the picture, and these are the decorations. I prepared a couple. I've made a couple, so I'll decipher what this one here I know is this one. I like to make mine all different sizes. Ava made hers all the same size, and she made a bunch of them. They are so cool. I actually started out kind of doing that, and then switched to just using my scraps. So I was just doing all kinds of different sizes, because no two scraps are the same. So for this one, I will just glue the 3 sides. And while we're gluing, I just wanted to do an update review on this thing that I bought like over a year ago, and wasn't sure how I was going to love it, but I will say this: I do love it. I love it because in the past year, I have glued very little. I do not put a pin in this. It sits here. It lives here, which is why it looks like that. I love it so much, I actually ordered 2 more of these with extra of these, because this one's getting pretty bad. Because for me, it really works. The most I have to do is sometimes if I'm not in here and that leaks a little bit, when I lift it up, it has some of the pink stuff that I pull off. Other than that, I have not had to use a pin and be like trying to unclog it, and it's easy to just put up and down on this. I don't have to try and get my pin back in every time I'm done gluing. Just put it there. I love this. It works for me. And I bought more because I like it so much. So I just wanted to let everyone know that I love that. Okay. So over here we are going to glue, because I already cut this one out, so we might as well glue it. Turn it into the pocket it wants to be. I will say, if you do these with the acetate, you will probably have a hard time seeing what you're working with. Keep a white sheet of paper on your desk so you can constantly check right side up, because before I was doing that, in my mistakes, that's part of what I didn't do, and that's why I did glue the one upside down. It also does help to have a notch in them. I do have a couple that I did not put a notch in. This one's kind of large here. Get it down first. Get it correctly down. And down. Okay, now it is invisible. It's a secret. You no longer know what is there. Okay. We will let that one dry before we mess around with it any anymore. Okay, I do have this one. I already put the double-sided tape down. That is how I mark my picture, how big my picture is, so that when it comes time to lay it down, I can okay, so it would go like this. I can tell where the picture's supposed to sit, so that when I spin it around, I still have the parts of the picture that I definitely want to see. And like I said, my eyesight is atrocious right now, so I have to really take advantage of every little thing I can do that will help me. And this is the one thing I can do. I put my picture down and I trace the outside of my picture. Then that's how big my picture is. Then I know I want the picture to sit in that a certain way. So once I know how big my picture is, I can then mark inside that of where I want to cut the hole to see the picture. It takes me long. I'm not I want to, do it by eyesight. I cannot just wing it. Nope. That does not work for me. I need to have a ruler and mark every little thing out so that I get it where I want it. So that's what I did there, which we will be putting that down. Just while this one's, I think, still drying, I wanted to use this as my decoration. I just took, it was supposed to say destination, and I don't know what happened to my destination one, so it is what it is. Now, identification. I'm going to glue it here. I want these free floating, and I don't know if you can see, but I tried to rig it so that this will still move once the tag is glued down. What I did do is, I wonder if I can find one of these, and I'll show you what I did here. Excuse anything that gets on camera that shouldn't be on camera. I don't think I have them in here. I think I have them. I have loads of little things, and sometimes I separate them so much it becomes confusing. How does that happen? Maybe I'll pull that one out. I'm not too sure where I have one of those, but it would be nice if I could find one and show you what I've done. But I think I want to definitely use this one. Just trying to think where I would. Oh, maybe. Yes. Here we go. Okay. I hope I have another one. No. Okay, I used one of these. And I did not use those. I did not. That's not what I used. I did use. Just don't know where I have them. Wonder if they are in here. It's a double-sided thing, and it is connected. So to take special precaution to not have it rip out in the center where it's folded over itself. So it's one piece folded. That way the string here is actually movable. So if I wanted to cut the string, I could cut the string, pull that out, and if I had a needle, more string, I could re-string it if I wanted. Just a shame I can't find one. I know the second that I turn the camera off, I'll find the one I lost probably somewhere here. and then I'll be kicking myself. But it is what it is. I can't seem to find one right this moment. Okay, so anyway, that's what I made, but because I was afraid, this is just thin cardstock, I was afraid it would eventually break, and I don't want that. So what do I do? Let me show you. This was a large mailing envelope, and I had ordered something and it came in this, and I kept this. I thought I was going to make a folio or something out of it, and instead, see, it's Tyvek. And you can buy Tyvek, but this happens to already be Tyvek, and instead of throwing it away, it's very hard to rip or tear, so it gives really extra good support. So I cut a tiny skinny little piece of Tyvek, and I glued it down before, when this was open, before I closed it. It was open flat, and I glued that down in there. So now that is actually very strong in there. That would be really hard to tear, and I like giving this type of thing extra support, because if it's in a journal or whatever and these are dangling, it's easy for this to get caught on something, and you don't want it to rip 3 seconds after you glue it down. Okay, so I'm not going to glue this little piece down. I want that movable, and I'm not going to glue this. I want all that movable. I'm only gluing the tag. I also cut the one leg. You can hardly see it. It's very short now. I call them legs, so that it wouldn't stick out. And I, again, had to be careful that when I glued it, everything stayed moving. Okay, so anyway, we're going to hide that there so I don't get glue on that. And we're just going to put some glue around the edge carefully on there, but over here we're going to glue generously. That should be enough to hold it. So now I just have to decide. I want it up far enough that I don't want it constantly hanging, but I don't want to. All right, I think I'm just going to go right here. I also want it crooked. Yes, I do. Want it crooked. So it's going to live there. I think that's pretty cool. And now, so now you can see how cool that is. So you can either keep it hidden, or excuse me, or you can, just looking for another piece of paper, or you can put a piece of paper behind it, and then you can still see the picture in there, which I think is pretty cool. And I haven't found a bad combination. So it seems like whatever you put on your acetate, and when it shines through, it's still cool. Okay, so other than maybe a few little tidbits, now that I've put all this stuff in my way. Let's move that up. Sorry, I have my new circle light, and it's right up my forehead. So I may have to adjust some of that or try to remove it, because not remove it, but move it to elsewhere, because it's right up my forehead, and every time I move my head, and my head is not large. Let me just start with that. Okay, so there's one done. I also have this nice, I'm calling her a school teacher. She is a school teacher. And I did the same thing. I marked and then cut my hole. And I'm going to put this one in. Now this one, I did round the edges here. I left them straight here. And I wanted it overlapping. Like, I wanted a tiny bit on each side like that. Kind of like I made this one. See how this one has the black edge around it. That's what I want with this one. I will put a notch. If I want to use the pocket this way, I would put a notch here. So I'll show you how I use my notch. I use my notch maker upside down, and I can put this in. So when I eyeball it, if I want it to the side, let's say I want more the E-ish end of it cut out. Now sometimes it gets caught on the plastic in the back, then that's an annoyance, but okay, so there you see the E in the window, so boom. I used my coffee to distress ink, so that's what I will use. Whoop. Put that back. So now I can easily find the opening. Again, it's the school teacher. Will fit. She will live here. She will live here. So let's put some glue on her. I don't know if I can see better during the day or at night, to be honest. And right now it's during the day. I usually make my videos at night because then I can, I don't know, just feel like the house is quiet and everything's calm. No one's going to come in and ask me where this colander is or if I got the mail or anything like that. Okay, so this will be my hard part to... Okay, that's not too bad. That is not too bad. So we're just gonna give that a second to catch. Could have been a little straighter, but like I said, between my forehead being in the way, I did want to put this one here. I thought, and this will not move. I'm going to glue this down all the way, and I had to cut all the legs. I also use that little reinforcer underneath, just so that it reinforces. I do that all the time. I reinforce the back. And I thought we'd just put it, you know, kind of like that. Teacher, there she is. That's her. She's the one. So I thought I'd put that like that. So let's just glue her down. Give her some recognition. The arrow points to her. Okay, just want it like that, a little off, a little on. Too much on and too much off. Also, no, this one will go for him. So now we will set this one aside. I will add more later. It's just once I start gluing stuff, I don't like to play with it too much. Don't want to rip it or knock it off. I mean, so we're gonna glue this one down, and I will show you just how easy it is to probably make a mistake. I have to go by feel. the printed side has a slight feel to it. So I need my little pokey tool thingy to get this up. I have two different sizes of the double-sided tape because I ordered mine from Amazon, and I ordered one that had like, I think 3 or 4 different sizes, widths, and I really like it. But now that I have used it for a little while, I realize these wider widths I do not use hardly at all. So the next time I order it, I'm definitely going to order all thin, because I find most of the time with the small stuff I use, I make, this is my favorite. But you see, and there's even a bigger one that I put away because I don't use ever. But I use this one the most, these two the most. So that's what I'm going to order. All right, so we know that. Okay, we'll go this way. Now, because I marked where I want my corners, and for me, this bottom one is the most important. So I'm just going to kind of put one there. Gives me a little bit of room to wiggle ever so lightly. Then glue it down. Now I will show you what I mean about, yep, got the right side. Okay, so far I did it correctly. You can see that, that's what I wanted. But now I'll show you what I mean with the tape, because when I glue close to the window, a lot of times it leaves some of this plastic that I can put my fingernail under. But right here, where the top of the pocket will be, I don't want my stuff to catch. So that's where I will put some tape. And because I notched it, I'm going to have to put the tape on this side. And usually I use the clear shiny tape, but I didn't. I guess I used it all because I have this. Now for this little piece, I will have to cut it down so it doesn't stick out from that hole. Let's see. Handy dandy scissors. We will glue that, tape that down, I mean, like that. Make sure, yep, okay. Put that aside, and I will just tape down these edges. Just as a precaution. Tape those down. I have always done that. And then this will fit on this. Just once I show you, it gets hard to see the picture. So it's why I keep. Now I think I will also round all the edges. Let's see. And I'm going to use the littlest one. On some of them I use the littlest. On others I use the middle, the medium. I almost never use the large. Little. Okay. Then I cut this one. This is pretty thick, so it is why I don't want to glue them together and do it at the same time. Because this is way thicker than that. I wish I could get this, well, even thicker than this. I wish I could find thicker cardstock to print on, because I always print on both sides. And just wish I could get a thicker. Oh, okay, now for this one, Okay, because this is Mr. Edwards, William Edwards. And William Edwards is an engineer, and he works at Cogs R Us. That's what he works at. Cogs R Us Engineering Company. And I thought I'd do that. That doesn't look like too much, right? Like that's not too much if I glued that down. It's going to be difficult though. Try to get my handy dandy little. Should probably just put that on there now. So we'll glue this down for William. Okay. I stamped that on this card just so that anyone, I just stamped that on there, and I had to pick a stamp that name that fit. So okay, now when I glue this down, I am only going to glue the 3 sides as if it's a pocket. That way I can take, what do I have? Let's see back here. I have here little tidbits that I may find something that I can slide in that might look a little engineer-ish. Oh, maybe the building he was involved in. Yes, he engineered that for sure. So I have to give plenty of room here. We are going to ride the glue directly on the end. Doesn't matter down here. Okay. And I don't want it falling out the bottom, so. All right. Let me turn it this way, and I want to put that in close to the bottom there. Now I do have to let that set. That is, do have to let that set. But this will be his photo. I'm trying to think if I want to round the corners on that. I don't know, this might be a mistake. We'll find out. All right, I'm going to say that was not a mistake. I like that. I can just pick a, redo the ends. Well, that's the other thing I do. You will notice all of these are already pre-inked, because when I feel like, oh, I don't know, I want to do something like busy work, but I don't want it to be stressful, I get out whatever I fussy cut, which I also will use fussy cutting as a de-stressor. And once it's all fussy cut, if I'm out of things to fussy cut, I will get them all out and ink them. I hate trying to ink in a video anyway. It eats up a lot of time. I'm a heavy inker, so it really eats up a lot of time. Could have did better on that corner. But I will sit and ink while I'm watching or listening to either other creators or just an audiobook or true crime. Yes, yes, it's a guilty pleasure. It is. Okay, let's glue this down. Now, I did want to actually put this in, and I will. I should have put it in before I glued it down, but that doesn't really matter because it's going to live up here in this corner. But I wanted to put a brad, and I think I want a large brad instead of a small brad. So let's go for a large. Should I go for an all black, or I'm gonna go with a fake rusty one, and I'm going to make a hole with my pokey tool. I think right here is okay. I'm going to make the hole with my pokey tool. Then I will reinforce it. Whoop. A couple here. I will reinforce it like that. I don't need to ink it or anything. It's not. And I do this a lot. When I'm doing a pocket, I do not want anything interfering. So I would not put this in and then have the back of the brad be inside the pocket getting in everyone's way. I should make that bigger. I always do it to the inside where I can hide it a little bit. And I'm just gonna put one down. Let's see. One down that way, one down that way. Press it so it's flat. Yep. Now, when I put this in here, it will not catch on the inside of the pocket. It's nice and smooth in there. So that's what I do. So I am going to put a dab of glue. It doesn't have to be too much because this ain't gonna. We're gonna open this a little bit. Shove it down. I want it. Right there. Now I can glue. Now I can glue this down. Okay, glue that down. Oop. Gonna glue it down. There it is. Okay. Also, if you notice the really rough edge on the inside, that is from this. It has little blades on it, and you rough it up. You can do that with a scissor or basically anything. And I only did it around the picture. I didn't do it around the edge. But you'll notice that on a few of mine that I roughed up the edge. This one I even roughed up the outside. These were really rough. Roughed up the inside and the outside. So now, and again, stick his picture in there. It says Pride and Joy. It says baby. I'm not done decorating. I just only like to go so far. Then I put it aside. And then we have this beautiful lady on the bicycle. This is the back. This is the front. I thought that might look a little pretty. So I already measured out, because no one wants to hear the naughty words I say when I'm doing that. But how I cut it then? You can cut it with scissors. You can cut it with a straight blade. Margaret from Seven Valleys, she wheels one of these like, oh my gosh, like she was born with it in her hand. I, on the other hand, love it. I just have not mastered it. I haven't mastered this either, but I cut myself less with this. So I will put this down. I have the one, I don't know if you can see it. I have the one that has the wire. Now I know a lot of people tend to complain. See that wire? I don't know if you can see the wire. That wire is the true cut, or whatever they call it, precision cut, or whatever it is. So wherever my line is, that wire sits on top, and then I know that is within a hair of where I want it to be. I will put this down. I hope I don't get my head in the way. And then the notch on the side here lines up with the next line, so that's where I want to end. And the same with this, but I can't get right over it. Now I have my cut. There are times I do have to go in with my scissor and nip out the end corner, I should say. But okay, where's my line? And I line my line up, which is why I pull it all the way through, so that I can line it up with that roughly, and then I can just adjust and then follow my little notch to the line and to the line. I'm sorry if my head is in the way, and I'll have to, oh, there it is. I'll have to just nip that one out with my scissors when I get there. Same with here. This is the one I had trouble with. It's always better to make it a tad smaller if you have to, because that is, otherwise you may make it too big and your picture will fall through. Give yourself room. Okay. Sometimes, depending on the light, I can't quite see where my line is and where it's supposed to be, but we're going to call it here and here. I have some cleaning up to do there. It works better if you have little scissors to do this cleanup, but we're going to work with what I have. Hair. Okay, and this one. Yep. Okay, so now I have that. This is the one I thought I could either do this. Here's my picture. So that she would look like that. Whoop, wait, where's my, yeah, okay. Whoop, wait. Okay, like that. So let's get that done before I move on. I'm going to get my double tape. And here's where I will be using my skinniest. Okay, I might have to pull it off the view. Sorry if you can't see what I'm doing. I'll move this for now. Okay. We are going to just finish putting the tape around the edge, and I'm using my skinniest tape because when I print these out and cut them out, some of them are very close together and it doesn't give me almost any extra room. But that's okay. We'll work around that. Okay. Whoop. I try to get it as close to the edge as possible. However, there have been times where if I keep it away from the edge, if I have room on here to keep it away from the edge, then you can stick something in there a little bit, something just cute. But on these pictures, I don't have that extra, so it's not an option. And on this one, on this particular picture, I have no leadway on any way around it. It's really going to be tight. But I needed to make my opening, my hole, as large as I could. I'm just trying to see, does this have a... Okay, so that's kind of the up. So we're going to put the up that way. Then this, I feel it. This is my side. My up is that way. So again, I really don't have much playroom here because I really wanted to get in as much of the bike. Well, it's going to live there. It's going to have to live there. So with this one, I definitely am going to tape the ends. So, no. And again, I bring the tape, in this case, as close to the picture as I can. Then close to the picture. If any sticks out, I will cut it. Whoops, I won't cut it. Because this picture was very tight, and I didn't want to lose the bike. That was my whole thing with this one. Don't know why, but I did not want to lose the bike. Okay, so any that hang off, we just nip off. There we go. Now, do I want this much on the top and the bottom? Now is when I can cut it. So we're gonna trim a little off the bottom because I don't need it that big, and definitely off the top. But I don't have to make them the same. This I will eyeball. Let me get the tape off my fingers. Okay, so how much do I want off the top? I don't know. We're gonna be okay with that. Okay, so now I can decide Okay, so I am going to follow that cut right there. Oh no, I don't want to use that. I want to use this, which I still have to cut, but I want to use this. So now I can either do this, so you will always see her, unless I put a black card in. So I could do that, or I felt like that was a little too much. What do you think? I just felt like that was a little too much. It's too much. We need contrast. Now, I could go this way, but I kind of wanted to be able to see her a little better, so I'm going to go that way. Like that. I'm going to take my pencil and draw my line, because that's where I want to cut. Now, take your bets on me missing the line. That's okay. I'm looking at the angle, looking not at the angle, but I have to look at it like from an angle perspective, and I can tend to get it crooked. Okay, for this one, do we think this one does corners? Do we think it will do the corners? It kind of does. Okay, I like that. All right. I'm going to glue it before I do all the corners. All right. Let's glue it. Now, I didn't ink this one. Like I said, not the top, Joe. Hold it by the top. Do we want it to be a pocket downward or over? Huh. I always feel like from the side you get more pocket, even though it's the same pocket. Let's do a pocket that opens on this side. Wow. Let's do that. So we will glue it. This way. Could bring that in just a hair because these get cut. Okay, let's line up the cut one already. Call it a day. There it is. So even though this one isn't hidden now, it will get hidden because I am going to cut a black card that will be pretty on one side and black on the other side, and I can slide it in and it will be invisible. I can slide it out and then it won't. I shouldn't do that while that's wet. I really should not. And I thought perhaps Her name is Catherine. And I just got this tiny little thing and put a K on it. She definitely is a Catherine, and she is riding her bike to church. I should have put the K the other way, but to be honest, I thought I was going to go that way. So I spoiled my own plan, but that's okay. I'm going to glue this on the inside wherever I want it. I think I want it there. Just get it correct. Then finish it off. Okay, so now that, whoop. Whoop. That one maybe because my gluing or my cutting was not perfect. Wow, I just left myself enough room with that. That was like, I think that's, okay. So now we have that. Then we just need to glue it. I need glue stuff. It's a little large. I'm not sure. I have so much. Nope, too large. Oh, this would have been good for William. I don't know why, but William, you get that. Well, anyway, I mean, other than maybe sticking a little doodad on it, you can see there are many choices, variations. We have all kinds of different ways to make these pockets. Very cool. Get more of my little things. And even ones, I don't know if that's big enough, but so even though that one is, not too big, anything you put behind it will still look really cool. Like, I actually like that. I can make a tag out of that, even if I put black cardstock on that side, so that when I flip it, you're still only seeing black. So I could take, which side? I want to use the side with the number. So, and I want it to hang out. So I want it to hang out, but not that far. How far? Well, maybe what I'll do is I'll cut it to the same size this way. And then I'll just put another tag on it. Or another tag. This piece will get glued onto here then after I cut this. So let me move that out of the way. I was gonna wrap it up, but I really just think I want to finish. I want to try this. So sorry I'm extending the video, but it is what it is. Cut right in front of that line. So now we'll go in this way. So now I need black backing. I'm just gonna do is mark my backing where I want it, this way. This ought to be fun to see this. Tried to make it dark so that I can see it. And it may have helped a little. Okay. This one I'm not going to be able to see, so we're just going to miss it. I miss it. Pencil. Trace my line. That's the side I want black. Okay. I don't know which side nope, this way. This way or the other way. I'm gonna glue this down. Glue it completely down. Because we want no shenanigans. Yeah, not coming up. No shenanigans. Okay. I don't know if that's the right way now, but if it's not, we trim it, right? Okay. Yeah, I did actually spin it, so there will be trimming, which is fine. Just wanted that number. Okay, there will be trimming, and also I want to round the edges of gonna round. Should have waited. I'm shifting the paper. Okay. Then I'm going to put another little tab. I can't get that. But we're going to look at the tabs. What tab do I have? Oh, I have one of the really small ones. Okay. It'll be here. This is kind of the one I was thinking originally. Not that it really matters. So, gee, that one's kind of a little close in matching. All right, we're going to go with this one here. I don't want that, but I want this side. I think gives a little bit of color. So we are going to see where we want it. So if we stick that in, oh, I want to move it up. There we go. I want this one. Maybe right around there, give or take. I'm gonna put glue on. Let's go right there. Glue here. Trim this side. Side. That might mean I need to put it through the just get my corners a little nicer. Okay, so now, so now my card is what will make it disappear. Or be pretty. Like that. And if you have nothing in the card, it still looks pretty. Oh, Eva, you opened a whole nother thing. How pretty. I don't know if you can see that without the glare. So now we have still pretty. Still pretty. Still pretty. Oh, trying to keep it out of the glare. Or hidden. Cute. Cute, cute. Super cute. Okay. Well, so we have that one. We have that one. We have this one. Whoop. We have this one. Let's put a... Whoop. Realize the glare was so bad. I don't know what I can do to stop the glare. I thought shooting in the daytime would help, but we have that one. We have the good old... Whoop. Oh my goodness. The glare. Oh. We have this one, which I have not prepared for. As far as let's see, where can... Nope. Glare everywhere. Sorry. Oh. This one is very difficult because it's big. Keep that. Let's give William the Engineer one. William. should be over here more. William, the engineer. The one I can't open. Don't do that. The one I did upside down. Try not to do that. And our newest one. Well, I thought these came out really cute. Little extra decorating on them, and they're keepers. So thank you again to Ava at Bohemian Crafting. You blew my mind. I'm sure you've blown so many minds out of the water. They are just gonna take this idea and run with it, and it's all because of you. Anyone who shoots over to her channel, if you skedaddle over there, please let her know that I sent you, that I think her idea was absolutely just unique and amazing. And it's one I'm probably going to use over and over and over again. Okay, I guess I should not continue to ramble. I'm going to definitely put the links in the description to Ava's channel for this video, for my new stamp cleaner that I haven't used yet, and I'll put a link in for that. That's from Amazon, and a link for the chamois, also from Amazon. You don't get the case. The case I had. So, and again, I'm not too sure the case is even a thing. Maybe just having that on your desk is plenty, which I may end up doing, but the case is just overkill. I will link everything, and well, until my next video, stay creative. Hugs.